Hello everyone. So today in this generated world, especially regarding this foliage generation, we are going to talk about determinism. So that basically means just remember how this foliage is here, and now when I play again, you see that placement is changed. If I play again, it's changed. Again, it's changed. So basically every time I generate, they are changed because I'm using random numbers to generate the foliage placement and everything. I'm using random numbers. So this behavior is not helpful when we want to have some pre-planned areas in our game world, or when we need to replicate the game world for a multiplayer game. So in such cases, this behavior will not be helpful. So what I want to do today is, how do we prevent that? How do we have the option to prevent that? Because if we want the world to be fully random, that's fine. But if you want to keep it deterministic for your game development purposes, how do we do that? That's what we are going to work on in this episode. And other than that, I encountered some bugs related to the relocation of foliage instances, and I'm going to work on that at the end as well. So yeah, before we get started, just like always, I'd like to remind you that you can download the project files for any of the videos that I have done in my channel, including this video, from my Patreon page. So to the date, there are over 1700 videos, and for each video you can access project files here. Once you become a member, you can download any project file without a limit. So that would help me to continue with the work I do in my channel. So feel free to check it out, patreon.com/CodeLikeMe. And let's get back to today's tutorial. Okay, so as I said, we want to get rid of this randomization. So this VP world, this is the blueprint that we were working on when we generate the world. And here, regarding foliage generation, we need to avoid the randomization. So actually, regarding the landscape, it's always gonna be generated in the same way, because the landscape is based on Berlin noise, which is deterministic. So only if I change these parameters for the world, so this vertex counts, cell sizes, mountain height, boulder heights, mountain scales, these things, I have given the option to randomize them as well. But if you want to have the same world every time you play the game, then you can keep these values fixed. So only thing we need to solve regarding to support multiplayer games and keeping the same world every time we play is this foliage part. So foliage is generated here. Generate foliage tile, this function, and here this is the old function we had, which only supported one type of foliage. Now here, this add relevant foliage instances, this is the new function that we have. Let me delete this one. So this is where we add our foliage. Okay, now here, if I do a search on random, here we encounter this first instance where we use random integer in range. So instead of this, if I use random integer in range from a stream, so same as here, I can give the max and generate a random number instead of this one, but here we need to give a stream. So because this stream is what controlling the value that we would get as the random return value. So in the begin play, I'll make random stream. Initial seed, I'll keep it as 0, but if you want, we can randomize this, so everything will be randomized if you want to. For now, I'll choose initial seed as 0 and promote this to a variable. I'll call it random stream. Now here as the stream, I can use this. And next, this one. So we can basically copy this. And here max is this. Right. And we have this randomize offset. This is a macro here. So random integer in range. This is min, this is max, and this is the output. And here we have random bool. So random bool from a stream. We can use the same stream. Right. And this here, random floating range from the stream. Min, max, result, stream. Press Q to align. Scale randomization. Same as before. Random float in range from stream. Give the stream. This is min. This is max. And here goes the result. Okay. Now I think you know the idea. So I'll just replace, well actually I got a couple more. I'll just replace them also with the random from a stream option. Okay, all done. Now let's see. So this is the tree placement we get. Play again, same. Play again, same. Play again, same. I think that's enough. So see, you get the same placement every time I play. So this is good for replications, for multiplayer games, and if you want to have the same world, and if you want to plan, have some pre-planned area. For example, here I had planned to place the spaceship here as the starting position, so that next time when I play the game there will not be some trees over this spaceship area, so it will not be blocked. So yeah. And now what if I want to have a random world? So what if I need to keep this randomization? And also what if I don't like this current placement? So for that, here I'll promote this to a variable, initial seed, and I'll make this public. I'll put this under foliage category, and let's have another boolean variable. Not variable, I'll call it randomize foliage. So if this is true, I'll set initial seed to a random integer in range, so 0 and 1000. That should be enough. If not, we can skip that part. So I'll collapse this and call it foliage randomization. Okay, now did I make this public? No, I need to put that also under foliage. Maybe before this initial seed. Okay, right, now under foliage here we have randomized foliage enabled. Now you see here initial seed is 32, and for that this is the layout we get for trees. If I stop and play, now you see initial seed is 59, so it is different. So yeah, now you get the idea. We have the randomization again. If I don't want it, we can have this way. So this is relevant to the 0, but if I like, let's say 50, this is the layout I get. So I get the same layout, same placement of foliage, not layout, for 50. So it's always the same. So yeah, that's the main thing I wanted to cover here. The next issue that I wanted to address is wait, what happened? I pressed F1. So next issue is regarding the foliage relocation. Actually, I thought I made it work correctly last time, but I realized still it does have some issues. So here, if I go to the top view and move the character, you see some foliage instances do not get moved, so they are not relocating. So to fix that, when I add foliage instances to this replaceable foliage pool, it's here. Where is remove tile? This one, remove foliage tile. So this is where I add foliage instances to this replaceable foliage pool. So this part is the problem. So what I have to do is, I'm not sure actually what happened when I last time and how did it work, or maybe I forgot to save a certain part, or I don't remember. But anyway, this is the fix. Here we need to, let's promote this to a local variable, instances. So the problem was this appended not happening, and it's not going to this pool correctly. And then we basically need to use that here and here. and after appending we need to do this again, otherwise it does not update the foliage pool. So now if I work attach character, now you see foliage instances are placed correctly. Some of them do stay here because they are not required, but it is working. Some of them remains here because in some cases here we get water area which we don't need foliages, so in that case they remains in the original location, but they are still in the pool, so therefore they will be reused whenever they need it. See, so the system is working. And another small thing that I wanted to do is here, when we get foliage from this pool, so someone mentioned that it's more performant to removing the last index instead of the first index from an array. That actually makes sense in C++. So since they have to switch the locations of the elements in the array, so let's get the last index instead of 0th element, and then remove last index instead of 0th element or first element. So I didn't really notice. I'm not sure we get a noticeable change, but still it's working, so it's better to do it that way. Okay, so alright, now everything is working correctly, and hope you learned something. So in upcoming episodes I will look into replication of this series, this system as well. So stay tuned for that, and feel free to let me know what else you would like to cover here. And as always, updated project files are available in the Patreon page. Link is in the description below, and see you in the next episode. Goodbye.